a lot of news stories related to Superman, and David Corenswet is one of the best aspects of the new movie. He really is. He is a very different Superman, a younger Superman, an earnest Superman. And I really like what he did with the character. I think also the suit looks better. The suit looks better on the big screen than it does in all the clips that we've seen. Isn't that weird? So let's take a look at, like, I have a clip here of David Corenswet talking about the suit. So let me bring it up for you here. But do you have any thoughts on that, Alan?
I mean, I've been saying a lot. You know, we certainly did it when those set photos came out and we looked at the suit. I've always said it'll look different in the movie than it does from the tabloids, and I was again proven right.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely, the early clips we saw, I don't know, I was not convinced. On the big screen, it looks better. Here's David Corenswet talking about the costume. This is from GQ.
All that training so I couldn't fit into my costume. They had built my costume based on my screen test measurements, where I was 6'4" and 195 pounds. And then I showed up 5 months later, still 6'4", but 240 pounds.
Oh,
so that first fitting was a bit of a squeeze. There were always situations where things would work great in the fitting, and then you would get on set, you'd be in a specific flight pose or a specific fighting stance, and you would realize that this great move that the stunt team or the fight choreographer had come up with, you just couldn't do. You just physically couldn't do. I can't move my arm in that way. If I move my arm in that way, it moves the rest of me in this way, so we can't do what you think we can do. I can't lift my head up and put my feet back in the... all these things. So it's important to know that building a superhero suit, it's not fucking easy. Months and months, and really, ideally, a year of research and development about fabrics, and they're printing stuff on the fabrics, they're dyeing the fabrics, the colors are so specific. All of this makes every iteration of the costume time-consuming, complicated, and then you have to fit it on a person. Huge credit to Judiana and to her whole team. I spent so many hours in fittings with them. Never once poked me with a safety pin. They, with limited time, especially because of the strikes leading up to shooting, our time prepping was limited, and they did an amazing job building this suit from scratch, making it so that I could fight and fly in it. I think the one thing we never figured out was how I could sleep in it. Only matters to me because I'm the one who wants to take a nap at lunchtime. It doesn't really matter for the movie that much. Aren't too many sleeping scenes in Superman movies.
There were a couple sleeping.
That's the clip. So, first of all, the thumbnail for this clip is going to be use the word fuck somehow, because Superman says fuck. That's crazy. But everything I've seen of David Corenswet, when he talks about this, he is giddy about being Superman. He really does, in many ways, represent the values of Superman. At least everything I've seen from the press, and there's been a lot. He's avoided controversy, and that's great. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, compared to Pedro Pascal, I mean, you know, someone finally got PR training, and David Corenswet, you did a great job. I don't know, Christopher Reeve seemed to have a good range of motion in his suit. So did George Reeves. I don't know why this one had to be so cumbersome. You know, but look, I just saw Death of Superman Lives, the documentary, and boy, talk about a complicated costume. That was one that they were going to put on Nicolas Cage, where it was plastic and made of many parts, and so the plastic would move with Nick Cage's movements. I don't know why we had to complicate this stuff, but like you say, I think David Corenswet sweat. We've been pretty much hitting it out of the park with the people we cast as Superman compared to every other superhero in the world.
69.
Here's another clip. Here is another clip from the red carpet where David Corenswet addresses what he wants an audience to
Which
get.
one is David?
He's the 6'4" guy on the
Okay.
right.
Okay.
So, but I, I'd like to see. I watch all the red carpet premiere stuff because celebrities are they're kind of unfiltered. It's live. They can say whatever they want, and I'm not sure who the villain is on the left asking the questions, but let's hear what he has to say.
I mean, a lot of people have already brought up the word hope, but I mean,
I think a sense of wanting to take responsibility for things. Superman ultimately is a figure who loves taking responsibility for people, for situations, for saving the day. And unfortunately, we don't have a Superman to swoop in and save the day. We only have each other.
Yeah.
So if people leave the movie feeling a little more energized to take responsibility for themselves, for their loved ones, for their communities, people who, have delusions of grandeurs and want to take on the responsibilities of the world, I think that kind of energy is what we're hoping
one
to
good
convey.
act makes a difference.
Yeah, once you see people around you start taking care of things, then you're kind of like, oh, maybe I'll take care of some stuff too. And then all of a sudden things start getting done.
Yeah. Well, I really, I don't want to spoil anything, but I feel that in the movie. You do a wonderful job.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you
Thanks
for
so
all of
much.
your work supporting us and with the social stuff, which
Thank
I'm
you.
useless at, but you've been great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, look, he understands the character.
Yeah.
Is you be a good person, you inspire others to do good. I like that.
Is that so hard? Just if you get cast as Superman or Reed Richards, is it so hard to just do some research, find out who these characters are, what their values are, why they fight the way they do, their, who they are, their values beyond just their powers. You get that from David Corenswet. You don't get any of that from Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro is maybe the most disappointing recent casting of a classic comic character. I mean, I think that everyone has mentioned it, and nothing in the trailers has convinced me otherwise. But having seen this Superman, very different vision from, Henry Cavill, Zack Snyder's vision, which I also like. This is different, and it's more for kids. And I think that's a good thing. It's possible too that like the Harry Potter movies, what I liked about the Harry Potter movies is they aged up with the audience. It's possible that the Superman, the DC films may get more serious in nature as we go. We may see, them change in tone. So they're kicking it off. I think this will be great for kids and families, and they could get more serious and feature Superman stories.
Yeah, I feel like this movie. I'll throw it out there. I think the movie's going to perform better than people expect.
Hey, Will Reeve is the son of Christopher Reeve. By the way, it's Reeve, no S on the end. It's Reeves if it's possessive. But
unless it's George, then it's S.
Yes, there you are. Or George Reeves. I think that's the confusion,
Mhm.
actually. George Reeves played Superman before Christopher Reeve. And that's wherein lies the confusion. This is a short clip with an interview with Will Reeve. And let's take a look at what he has to say about his involvement with the film. He's in the movie.
What's up, guys? Now joining me on stage, we have Will Reeve.
Oh my God.
Metropolis reporter. Will, talk to me. I mean, you and your family have such a history within the legacy.
Who is the midget that's interviewing him? The guy's very tiny.
Or something?
Well, look, you know what? I might be tiny on stage. I don't know how tall Will Reeve is, but let's get back to this and see.
Of this character and just sharing his message with the rest of the world. My earliest memory is watching Superman 78 on VHS. And so from watching that film to now be here doing this at the world premiere for Superman, talk to me about what this means to you and what it's like to see so many fans continuing to celebrate Superman.
Oh, well, I love it. It's such an honor. I think that Superman is an iconic character for all time. And my dad, way back when, was the custodian, the steward of the character. And now it's David's turn, and it's this whole amazing team of filmmakers and actors. It's their chance to shine. And show off what they've done, and they did a great job. And I'm just honored to play literally a tiny part in this. And everyone's been so good to me, inviting me along to hang out and hang on the red carpet with my fiance. Like, it's a great time. It's awesome.
It's a great time. And hey, I gotta say, even though you have one scene, you are pretty great in that one scene, I must say.
Well, sure. I have. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who obviously hasn't seen it yet, but I have some practice playing the role that I play in this film.
Talk to me about what it was like getting that phone call of not only, hey, Will, you're gonna come to the set of Superman, but no, we actually want you to be in it.
It was great. I was in the middle of dinner, I remember, and I got a call from a number that I didn't really recognize, but I answered it for some reason. And they explained who they were and what they wanted me to do. And I said, yeah, I'm in. And that was kind of it. And it's been a fun journey since.
Now, getting to see David do his thing as Superman, what was that moment like for you? And what do you think David brings to this role that is just very special?
David brings a humanity and sincerity, I think, to the role that is necessary for Superman. Superman's kind of an earnest guy who just wants the best for the planet, really, and for the universe. And I think David is that type of person too, in his own way. And getting to know him has been a real treat because he absolutely inhabits this role, and he has a lot of similarities with my dad. They both trained at Juilliard. They both take this role very seriously. It's not just dressing up in a cape and tights. It means something more than that, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Will, it's an honor to speak to you tonight. It's an honor to be here for this film. Thank you so much for joining us, and congrats on the movie, brother.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
He really looks like his dad. I mean, he could have
except for the height thing.
he could have played Superman.
I guess that's this question: is it the interviewer who's short, or is it Will who's tall?
I think both can be true at once. But I'll say you will see Will Reeve in the documentary Super/Man.
Mhm.
See that doc. I saw it in a theater. I sat and I didn't cry. I got weepy. And I think almost everybody got weepy at the end. That was a really great documentary. Hey, one of the things that is also being praised in almost every review, positive or negative, is Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. He has been praised for his performance. And what I like about Nicholas Hoult as an actor, I did meet him once at a screening for a film that he was in last year. Yes, I met for that. He's first of all, he is tall. And he's very, very polite, but in every role, he really goes for it. You know, as Beast in the X-Men films, in the Mad Max movie, Witness. I mean, he really melds into whatever role, and I just think he's perfect casting as Lex Luthor. Here he is from the red carpet. Let's take a look at this here and see what he has to say. I think people are unanimous in praise for both Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor and David Corenswet as Superman. So
now, guys, here we have the villain of the film, Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoult is villainy. Nick, you just came from London. Now you're in LA. How does it feel to be here tonight celebrating this film ahead of its opening weekend?
I'm so excited. The closer it gets to all the fans getting to see the movie, it's been really lovely spending all this time with all the cast and crew on this tour. But now it's time to give it to the fans, and hopefully they enjoy it.
Superman and Lex, you and David bring these characters to life in such great ways, in such, just like, there is so much to dig into your performances into this film. What about these two characters makes them so iconic and has resonated with so many people around the world?
It's because they've been around for so long. And I loved David's interpretation of Superman and Clark Kent. He's such an incredible actor. But even more so, just watching him, how he is with people, his priorities, the work ethic he brings to set, but also the kindness he brings to set to everyone around. And watching him and Rachel in scenes together is so dynamic and beautiful. So I'm excited. I'm excited for people to have a new Superman and for it to be him.
Now, Nick, we got a ton of fans here tonight, but there's a ton more watching online. What's your message to the fans of the world in terms of watching Superman in theaters on the biggest screen possible?
Oh, I mean, this movie is so unique. James Gunn is a wonderful visionary director. It's fun. It's so heartfelt. And you want it on the biggest screen possible because it's a magic cinematic experience that will change how you feel about being human.
Nick, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the film, brother. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Take care. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
He is really good. He is really good in the film.
It's like he was
really...
hugging his little boy.
Yes, his son. Oh my God. But I expect Lex Luthor to show up in a future Superman movie. If there are, this movie could tank. Everything, nobody knows anything. All the pundits saying, well, here's the estimates. It's this, it's that. I mean, I don't know. My gut tells me. I mean, did anyone predict Minecraft?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If kids respond to this movie will make a lot of money. Yes, probably in the 8, 9. Do you think it'll hit $1 billion?
I don't know. I don't know, but I think it could be north of 700.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. I was saying Nicholas Hoult is 6'3", which is only 2 inches taller than me. So, yeah, so that interviewer is short. I think he was hired just to interview the ladies from the film.